Anand, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I'm able
Yeah.
to hear. Okay. Yep. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon to all. So we'll start off with, and so welcome once again to the Salesforce user group, and this is the second meet which we are gathered, and this is purely for our learning and complete knowledge sharing with each other. So it will also help us in the career wise, and it is also good for us and for the organization level and for the career wise, everything it is good for us, and that is why we are all gathered here. And last time, so a month back, we met each other, and so we had learned few things about the revenue cloud and then the CPQ, and then a Salesforce release topic. So all these things we had learned about, and this time we're gonna learn about the Pardot, where it will be I mean, it will be a knowledge transition by the speaker, like who is part of the Pardot specialist, and they'll be giving you some background about it. And so I'm Anapuni, technical project manager of Devadoss, so I'm going to host this entire session. So we'll just start off with. Yeah, and okay, so before we go in detail, and there's a contest which is also going on as part. You guys will be having. So all you have to do is a maximum tweets which you guys are making it in the Twitter, and it's only in the Twitter. So kindly note it down that it's only in the Twitter. And this is a list of hashtags which you'll have to make it. That is Chennai at Chennai SFUG, hashtag Chennai SFUG, hashtag Demandlu, hashtag 360 degree cloud, hashtag 360 SMS app, Trailblazer community. And there's a quiz at the end of this session. Whoever is winning the quiz also will be getting the vouchers in, and also the hashtag contest. So kindly make sure that you guys are noting all these down. So if you want, you guys can take a copy of this as well. And one more thing, like hope you guys are all logging into this session with your name, which is in sync with your web accessor name, so that it will be easy for us to validate when you guys are receiving the voucher, whoever is the winner. So if you guys have logged in with a different name, please make sure that you guys log in with a proper name, because there is a kind of validation check which is also happening. Okay. Okay, so to start with, the agenda of this session will be, as informed earlier, it is all about the introduction about the part that will be explained, and then kind of like little queries, whatever you have about it. And yeah, Siddharth is there, like who is from the the 360 degree company, and he will be giving a tips about how we will be cracking an interview, and sponsor addressing will be done by the Demandlu and then the 360 degree cloud. So these two are the companies who are sponsoring for this session now, and the vouchers also will be presented by these two organizations. And at last, as I said, you'll be having a quiz time, and so try to get a chance of winning those quizzes, and you will be receiving a voucher. For the winners of those quizzes will be receiving vouchers of that. And at last, we'll be ending up with the thanks note. Okay, so going ahead with the speakers, the first one will be the introduction to Pardot, and yeah, before we go in detail about the Pardot, yes, our practice manager from Blue, Lokesh, will be giving a brief about this Pardot, followed by Ilayamaran will be presenting about the introduction to Pardot. Yes, Lokesh, over to you.
Thank you, Annapurni. Good afternoon, good evening, all. I know on a Saturday afternoon, hearing something theoretical and something new is going to be very tough, especially for the professionals who've been working all 5 days and Saturday being a rest day for you guys. Okay, let me give you a quick context here. Okay, we all know. Okay, let's do some a quiz in the chat box. Okay, so what do you think are the success metrics of service? Let's go back in the life cycle. Can you guys respond in the chat? What do you think are the success metrics of service? That is where we use the service. Client satisfaction, on demand. Okay, on demand, what on demand? Customer satisfaction, case management. Okay, prompt responses, case deflection to provide service. ROI, yeah, ROI is across anything. Omni-channel plus experience, trustworthiness. Okay, that's a result. Very good. Now, so we all know that Salesforce has a product known as Service Cloud, which is part of our Salesforce platform, which organizations use to create the customer experience after the sale. Right now, let's go one step before that. Right, what are the success metrics of sales? Good product, profit. Okay, let me review Sales Cloud. Okay, closures, right? Accurate. Repeat business. Okay. Opposition closure. Okay, so yeah, we covered conversion ratio. That is a key thing. Okay, we have sales closure, we have customer management, and all those things comes into the game. Right now, one step back. Right now, we have marketing. So, how do you think marketing as a product or plays a role in the whole customer journey? We have marketing, we have sales where we are going converting someone to a customer and making business out of it. Then service where we are engaging them and having the customer satisfaction. What do you think is the marketing's presence there? What does marketing do? Outreach, wonderful. Campaigning, okay. Visibility, bringing in prospect, right? Leads to organize campaigns. Campaign execution, build trust, branding activity, yeah, generates ROI. Generates ROI is a general term across all the spectrum, so but still we'll take it. Marketing makes end users know about the service providers and get. Okay, so we are creating visibility, generate leads, campaigns. Okay, now what are the tools? Let's keep the Pardot aside. Okay, what are the tools that different organizations use for marketing as a function? Can we list those tools? SAP, forms, okay. CRM, okay. Email, yeah. Email is a tool. Excel, yeah. Excel is a tool for everything. MailChimp, okay. So email is a channel. Let's look at the channel. Forms, okay. Email forms. Social media, right? We are there. HighSpot is a tool. Website is a tool. Webinar, wonderful. Okay, pages. So there are a gamut of things that the marketers use on a daily basis to create the visibility about the company and its service, prospects, and convert them as a lead. Right? That's what especially in the B2B segment happens. Let's take an example. Right? There is a manufacturing company. Different companies are going to target those kind of companies. How do you do targeting? You'll be sending emails to different decision makers of the company. You will do Google ads so that whenever they search, they see your company and they go to your website. So yeah, Google ads plays a role, your website plays a role, you have an email marketing that plays a role. So there are a gamut of things that plays in the B2B market. Right now, we as a team going to walk you through on how Pardot plays the central role in the marketing function and how different marketers from different walks of industries use Pardot to enable their marketing function in a much more efficient and broader way. Okay, to give you a stat, before Pardot or Marketing Cloud came into the place, or for that matter, Marketo or whatever, at an average, every marketer used to have at least 27 different tools to perform their marketing function. Right? So what are these different tools are making it? Now those 27 different tools are coming together, are offered as one or two or three different tools, which means you have covered a lot of efficiency in managing the data, your data about your customers, data about your digital assets that you're going to use, data about how you are going to interact with your customers, everything. So in this session, I will have Ilayamaran to give you a walkthrough about how Pardot is used in different ways by marketers. Over to you. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Anand and team.
Thanks, Lokesh. That was amazing explanation. You have given very clearly. So that's right, team. So when we take about marketing automation tool in a holistic picture, it has to cover all the activities, like at least majority of the activities that marketing team does, right? It has to take care of your website. It has to take care of your website's forms, landing pages, and email marketing, and it has to qualify your leads. So here in this KPI, you can short infograph type of image. You can see how the visitors and then the next pipeline had Pardot, and then from there how the MQL happens, and then from there how SQL goes. So where Pardot plays a role here, you can see that place, right? For example, if for your business, your website is the most it's a huge asset, right? And that's the biggest portfolio of a business. People don't talk to your sales rep directly. People don't come to your office directly. People don't reach out to you directly, right? In different way, they reach out to you. They check about you on your website, because that's the most important place that your potential customer visits, right? But how are you going to track those things? Who you will not know who's visiting, right, until they submit the form. But then you need to know how many visitors are happening. You need to know all those demographics, like what age, what gender of visiting, what which location my website is getting more visitors. All those things should be tracked, right? And those are quality data for you. These are most valuable data for you, for the business. So in this flow, you can see, right, in the website, when people visit, they're called as a visitors, and Pardot, when a tracking code is placed on our website, Pardot puts a cookie on our browser, and then from there, that visitor will keep tracked in the Pardot. So until they submit the form, that cookie will be tagged to a prospect, that is the prospect submitted the form, right? It will be tagged to the prospect, and then from then on, whenever that specific prospect, for example, if a name called John is a prospect, and then he submits a form, and then every time that John as a prospect visits your website or does any activities on your website, it Pardot sends you a signal, and that signal is converted into what valuable data. And then after submission, marketing team will reach out to the prospect, and then check about the interest of the prospect. And then if prospect is interested, then marketing team move them to a lead. That's when move them to a lead, in the sense they assign to a sales user. That's when the prospect data from Pardot will be moved into Salesforce. Till then, marketing team do a lot of nurturing activities. They conduct a lot of campaigns on the prospect. So a lot of things happen within Pardot. And then it goes to MQL, and then if sales reps find it's a potential customer, then they move it to convert it to contact. So those are all Sales Cloud flow, right? And then they create an opportunity. So now we will see, like for each section, for example, for a website, for an email, for a social, what are the features that Pardot has, and how we will give you a brief explanation about like what these features is all about. Not going in depth, we will give a slight overview of those. Okay. Initially, website, as told, website is the most important asset for our company, right? For any businesses, right? So to track to capture the visitors data on a website, Pardot provides one awesome feature like website tracking code. So this website tracking code, when placed on a website, as told before, it start getting the visitor data whenever someone visits our web page. Okay, and then Pardot has the Pardot forms. Pardot forms, it has the Pardot forms and Pardot form handler. I'll explain what is form and form handler. What is the so Pardot forms are it's a direct form that is created within Pardot, and then those can be used directly on the website. Okay, Pardot form handler is nothing but say, for example, if website already has form built using WordPress or whatever the WordPress built on, they must have built some form along with, right? But then now after that, when you purchase Pardot, you need to replace that form with either you need to replace that form with Pardot form, or you can use the same form without making any changes, just using form handler. Basically, form handler is nothing but it gets the data from third party forms. Okay, then Pardot has feature like landing pages, and then it connects to Google Ads, Google Analytics, and then it connects with webinar tools, so that when you have all this on a website, Pardot gets all those data into into it. Okay, and you can see all those data into Pardot. I'll just quickly show how it is. And yeah, this is the over Pardot. This is the Pardot tool that you can access. Actually, you can access Pardot in two ways. One is the Pardot Lightning app that you can access in Salesforce Lightning. This is a demo org offers. This one is Pardot has two versions, as I told, right? It has Lightning app, and then it has a classic version. Classic version, you can access it through pa.pardot.com or within Salesforce itself, Salesforce instances itself. Initially, you can see here it says pa.demo.pada.com, right? But usually, as this is a demo, or it says pa.demo.pada.com, but usually the standard accounts will be like pa.pada.com. And Pardot provides a lot of features that is right now it's mostly available on Pardot Lightning app, and it is always good to start using adopt using Pardot Lightning app. And most of the customers, most of the companies, what they do is they use only in their R, because once they start implement Pardot Lightning app, they will stop access to Pardot Classic apps for the users. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pardot. So you can see all the notifications will be coming here, and then this is like how many prospects has been added in a day and overall prospects in the system, and the marketing calendar shows all the for example, if you schedule any emails for the day, it will be popped up here. It will be shown here, and then once you click on this, that takes directly to the email section. And then if you have any scheduled post, that will be popping up here, and then it has the easy access. Okay. And I'll show in the live org how it looks. So this is how it will be. In the marketing calendar, you can see all these. This is how scheduled email, scheduled social post, and any webinar coming up, all those things will be populated here. And then you can see active prospects and then identified companies. Active prospects are prospects who are actively visiting your website. Those are called active prospects. Okay. Then I'll go into the campaigns. So I'll go into campaigns and then show where the website tracking codes are generated. So you can see the Salesforce icon here, right? This is nothing but your Salesforce campaign is actually connected with Pardot campaign. That's the reason if you click on here, it will take you to the Salesforce campaign. Okay, so this is actually this is called Pardot connected campaign. Once you enable Pardot connected campaign, you have more aligned Pardot campaigns, which is once you create campaigns in Salesforce, that gets automatically synced in Pardot. So after enabling, you will not be able to create campaigns within Pardot itself. Okay. So whatever campaign you create in Salesforce, that will be available in Pardot. So that's the only campaign that we can use for all the assets. So here you will see view tracking code. So this is the tracking code that Pardot provides for this specific campaign. And then once you place these code on your website, Pardot will start sending you the visitor signals. So once Pardot starts sending the visitor signals, you will start viewing the data here, how which prospect visited, or or if any unidentified visitor, it will say unidentified visitor, and then how many pages they visited, all that. Then let me go to forms. So you have two different sections, right? I showed you this is the lightning page, and this one is the classic page. Moreover, the navigation is bit similar, but this is more defined for the Salesforce, like how we use Salesforce, like leads, contacts, and all that. Right? It's a Salesforce standard objects. So similarly, those Pardot features are plugged here in such a way. So you can see the forms. So this is the forms that it's so easy to create, you don't need any coding involved and all that. You can use it's a simple drag and drop. You can edit the form and then add the fields whichever you want and to whom it has to go and all that. You can even add hidden fields here so that you can capture any UTM values that you want. So after this form, if for example, if any prospect submits this form, there should be some triggers happening, right? Whom should be notified this? What should happen next? Should we send it to a user, or should we assign it to user, or should we add it to a list, or assign as any campaign? All those things can be performed using the completion action. It all automated. So whenever prospects submit this form, it gets automatically these things automatically triggered. Okay. Then I'll go. Next is the landing page. Now we have seen the form here, right? So similarly, though that this specific form is used on a landing page, I'll show how the landing page looks. Yeah. So this landing page can be used in any of your, like it can be used on your paid ads, social media ads, or any your blog post or anything, right? So this is a sample landing page, and for this also you don't have to require any coding, any HTML or CSS coding required. It all drag and drop and easy functionality, like easy to create by anybody without any development knowledge involved. Okay. Like I have used this form in the landing page. Now I'll submit form. My session. First email. gmail.com. So once I submit this form, you can see this directly getting into a landing page report. And then you can take them to you can show a custom thank you message and all that. Then it will start showing here. So it is awesome, right? Now we can see this prospect directly, and then it is directly assigned to a user. You can see that. So because the we have mentioned it has to assign to user. So you can see all these completion actions are updated here. For example, the submission date, when the form is submitted, now all those happens here. Then so you can see how many websites the prospect has visited. All this happened due to the cookie that available, website tracking code that is available in our site. Okay. And then going to the next. The email part. This is the most important part, right? Because we use Pardot is a most of a email email marketing, and you can go. So Pardot provides all those standard email functionalities. For example, it has the A/B testing, and it has the it provides the advanced email analytics, and then it provides the custom subscribe page, unsubscribe page, and it provides custom preference page and all that. So I'll show you one email. Actually, as this is a demo org, we can't send any emails out, and I'll not be able to show the analytics, but then I have the screenshot of those analytics. So, but this is how it looks. Okay, you can once this email is sent, you can see the email template here and its text version, and then you can click on a report. So this report will show all those data, like how many prospects we sent email to, and what is the click rate, interactions, email clients, what happens. All those things can be seen here. Okay, then so this is the analytics I showed you. I told you. So it shows the delivery rate, HTML open rate, and then click to open CTR and all that. It shows with very interactive dashboard. And then once you click on that percentages, it takes you to the exact prospects list of prospects that we sent email to, and people who opened all that. And then one of the another most interesting thing is Pardot's engagement program. So this is more like a journey, like automated journey, like how the initial mail is sent and how the second mail can be sent based on the customer interact. What is the next step we should decide? All that is decided based on this automation. For example, you can see here the quick engagement. It's a very simple engagement program that we created. For example, we start the journey. For these are the list. To this list, I'm sending out the email, and then if they open that specific email, and then it has to send the another email which is called nurturing email too. And if they open the second email as well, and I'm updating the score and all that. So based on the score, what is the second step? What is the if they don't open, what should I do? All those can be controlled here in automation. So actually this is like one-time setup, and then you can sit and then start saying the activities. I mean, you can start saying the reports, and then based on that, you can react to your prospects. Like how your prospect is engaging, all that is controlled automatically. And even this is a quick is easy to do it. So I'll show how we done it. Then you once you click on this plus icon, you can see actions. Actions are what action you're gonna do to their prospect. For example, add the prospect to a list, add to a campaign, adjust the score, and all that. Notifying user and all that, you can do it. And then triggers are like based on the prospect action, what should happen. For example, if they open the email, this should happen. If they don't open the email, this should happen. All those things can be handled in triggers. And then rule is you are evaluating the prospects. Basically, if they open the email, and also if the score is greater than 100, what should happen? So those things are done using these options. Okay. And then I'll go into the other part called dynamic content. So dynamic content is one of the interesting feature to personalize emails for the prospects. You can send a personalized email to them based on the value that you have. For example, we created a dynamic content which says default content should show this, and if the prospect, actually I have this field, right, based on the field Salesforce product. This is field basically we created in Pardot. So if a prospect's profile Salesforce product is equal to Sales Cloud, and I use this dynamic content in my email template, it automatically shows Sales Cloud to that prospect. If the prospect sales product value shows Marketing Cloud, it automatically shows Marketing Cloud. So all these are dynamically, it's a dynamic content. It happens automatically. And I'll show an email template where we used the, yep, that we use the dynamic content. So, and even the creating email template also is very simple, and it all like drag and drop, and you can use a lot of stock templates. So these layouts will be available, default layouts. You can just enter the contents and then enter the import your images and all that. So you could see the dynamic content here, right? Now I'll go and preview it with different prospect. Let's see how it is visible. Now it's, yeah, I'll test with some prospect. Let's see what image I get here. So I could see the default content. If any matches found, it shows based on that. Okay. So this is all about dynamic content. And then I told about email templates and A/B testing and email analytics. This is the dashboard of email analytics. And then let's go to the next topic called social. So as we told, Pardot, as of now, we have discussed website and emails, all that, right? Now it is about social. So with the social posting option, what we can do is we can schedule social posts to on our social media. Pardot connects to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Okay, these are the standard social media Pardot accepts. Right now, Instagram is not available as of now. Maybe it is in development. Then you can use those connectors, and then you can post on your web on your pages, okay, social media pages. And this is a screenshot of a post that we made. For example, once you posted using using Pardot, Pardot tracks all these data. For example, it gives you data of like how many likes, if any comments happen, how many comments has done, and if your prospect has commented, it even shows which prospect has commented on that. Okay. And let's go to the automation. And this is another most important, interesting feature in Pardot. So based on this, we automate a lot of activities in Pardot. Okay. For example, first thing is scores. Scores are the most important factor to qualify your lead, right? Because score is nothing but when your prospect reacts to your content. Okay. For example, if they open your email, Pardot automatically provides them a 0.2 for them, and it happens only for the first email, because sometimes they can open multiple times, so that should not increase the score again and again, right? So it automatically takes care of that. And then if they access any files within your Pardot, so it increases 3, and all these happens automatically once you fix here. And then you can see, I'll show how it looks. So once you click on this prospect, you can see the scores, and I'll add grades. So you can see the grade here, right? So this prospect gets C+, and then actually this is based on certain automation rules that we set up based on our business need. Okay. And this is all about automations. Then let's go to report and analytics. So in reports, you have a life cycle. So life cycle reports are nothing but like how many prospects, like it shows the exact pipeline of your lead flow, prospect flow, basically, like how many visitors has come in, and how many prospects have, how many from those visitors, how many have submitted the form. So that's when it converts to a prospect, right? And then within that prospects, how many were converted to MQL and SQL, and till it tracks till they became customer. Okay, and it also shows all those revenues that comes out of the customers. Okay. And then we have seen lead life cycle and advanced analytics, email analytics. I showed you the screenshot. And then B2B analytics, as this is demo org, I couldn't show the live B2B analytics dashboard, but then I could show the a screenshot of those analytics dashboard. So this is one dashboard, multi-touch attribution dashboard. So whenever a prospect convert to a customer, this shows from which campaign this prospect has been converted to a customer. All those attribution get tracked through Pardot. Okay, and these B2B analytics dashboard shows all those data in a very interactive way. And this is the lifecycle screenshot that I showed. And then this is the email, advanced analytics email, one of the dashboard of email analytics. Okay, and this is another B2B analytics dashboard, which is called pipeline, and it shows the like similar to lifecycle, right? So you can see how many number of visitors and number of prospects and so and so MQLs, SQLs, and how many have won. All those things tracked in the pipeline dashboard. And yeah, this is account-based marketing dashboard. This dashboard shows the which account performed well, like from which account we got more customers, and all that data gets tracked in account-based marketing dashboard. And Pardot has the Einstein features, which is it has the features of Einstein attribution, behavior scoring, campaign insights, and these are the features that Pardot provides. Pardot Einstein features has all these features. Okay, you can see one of the dashboard screenshot here. It shows Einstein scoring, lead score, and behavior score. It all happens based on the AI algorithms that Salesforce has. Okay. And then yes, Pardot can be integrated with third-party apps. It provides a standard It provides standard connectors within Pardot, so you can use these products that can be connected with Pardot. So you can use WebEx, Redditor, GoToWebinar, or Webinar, and all that. So and also it gets connected to Zoom using Zoom has the marketplace for applications, right? So there Pardot has developed a connector app, so you can use that app and install in your Zoom, and then it gets connected with Pardot using authentication. So these are the resources. We will share these in chat. So you can use these resources for references. And then yes, Pardot has developer org. It provides, but then it is specifically for partners. If you work with any company that the company is a Salesforce consulting partner, you can get the developer org, and using this link, it has the steps like how to claim for the dev org. Okay, but in the like how we get Sales Cloud developer org, right? So it won't be like that. We can't directly go log in and then sign up and then get the org, but then Pardot Salesforce provides Pardot developer org specifically for partners, and this link has all those steps to configure the partner dev org. And then these are the like Pardot community leaders that we might follow. It's most interesting. These are all bloggers. I think many of you who are active on LinkedIn or social media would be knowing these people. Then any questions? I think I'm done with this.
There are a few queries also that has been posted, and Lokesh, just inviting you for the recap of the session, following which we'll go for a Q&A.
Thank you, Leah. It was both insightful and very detailed. Okay, let's do a small, very recap on the chat. Okay, so what is the James Bond-like tracker that Pardot uses to track the visitors? To all? Let's see. Okay, cookies. One. Yeah, cookies. You're right. How do you differentiate the performance of an email? Very good. I see a lot of email. What is the feature that Pardot has? Scoring. No. Performance of an email. That's A bar B testing. Right? Yeah, right. I see it. Okay. So we have seen email. We have seen how the website works. How do you use forms? Where do you use forms? Content on site, landing pages. Very good. Okay, let me give you some examples, scenarios of how Pardot is leveraged mostly. One of the example, using the dynamic content, having a person's industry in your lead object or a contact object, you can ensure a pharma prospect gets an email with a pharma image, whereas a manufacturing customer gets an email with a manufacturing or automation image. Okay? That's the dynamic content part. How the scoring and the grading works. Let's say, for example, okay, you are targeting CXO level prospects, okay, and you have a white paper on your website. Okay, someone goes, your target audience goes, signs up on the white paper. Okay, so if someone is taking effort to sign up the white paper, which means that they have some intent to buy. Okay, automatically your score is going to get increased as soon as they submit. Second, so your score is hitting the threshold, and the grade where they are CXO level customers, that's when you'll be able to use Pardot automation to alert your sales reps to call them right away. Right? So see, the sales intentions are always there. The function of marketing is to take those intentions and alerts and notify the right sales guys to convert the opportunity into a sales, is what the efficiency of sales marketing works. Okay, that's when the MQL SQL terms comes through. Since Ilaya spoke about SQL MQL, I'll tell you what is MQL and SQL. MQL is nothing but someone submits a form, shows some intent to our website. That's called MQL, marketing qualified leads. What are sales qualified leads? After you have a conversation, after they show the intent, when you create an opportunity, that's when it's called as SQL. So when you are getting into the Pardot environment, these are the few of the features you should start knowing, right? So on the whole, being in the space of marketing, I've seen how drastically Pardot has changed the landscape and how marketers are using the market, especially in the B2B segment. Okay, again, thank you all for the opportunity. Hope I have recapped. I and LA are available to take a Q&A now.
Yeah, there are a few. I'll just read out. How about the sandboxes, availability of the sandboxes, and then is it freely available about the Pardot? And this is a question from Vikas and Pranav.
No, there is no sandbox as such. You can only get a demo arc, and everything is production.
And is Pardot Lightning app is an installable package, or is it present in every org?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's present in every org, but you need your users should have additional permissions and access to our app. And once those access has been provided, they can use the app. So it is not basically installable, and it's available already.
Okay. And from Chaitanya Kumar, I don't want free emails to generate prospects. I want only office emails, and how to do that?
Yeah, you can have the validation in forms for a specific the email field, right? It has some specific set of validations, like you can avoid all those free emails and then have only the authorized domains and all that. So you can have that feature. It is available in form.
That's from Mohammed. And under scoring, can we make the score rating based upon a requirement, or those ratings are only default in Pardot?
These are customizable. It comes with a default rating, but then you can still customize based on your business requirement.
And from Dheeraj, what is the difference between identified visitor and active visitor?
Yeah, identified visitors are visitors who visits our website. All are called identified visitors, and active visitors are who are actively in active sessions on our website.
Okay. About prospect sync from Pardot and then address sync to Pardot, the feasibility of change of email and address sync to Pardot.
Okay, so see, there are many ways Pardot gets prospects into. One is form, and you can import manually, and the next is you can sync from Salesforce. But you can customize these things. For example, you can avoid automatic syncing from Salesforce to Pardot. You can avoid that, and then you can have a marketing qualified automation wherein your prospects, when it qualified, then you can move it to Salesforce. So the flow is controllable. So what up now you can see form is one part that gets the prospect in, and you can import manually. These are the two options that put prospects into Pardot.
Okay. How about getting access to Pardot environment, and is it paid? I guess you had mentioned about the demo. Can you be more
Yeah.
detailed about it?
Yeah, I shared the link here, and using that you can opt for the partner DevWork, so you can play with that, or you can check with your already working system. If they have access, you can reach out to the Pardot admin or Salesforce admin to get access to.
Okay. Prashant, how is Pardot different from Marketing Cloud?
Yeah, Pardot. I think Lokesh should be a better person to answer this.
Okay, see, it's about this segment, right? See, Pardot is focused on the B2B marketing segment, whereas Marketing Cloud is more to address the B2C needs of the customers. Right. So as we know, we have laptops and mobiles. There are many products with fits different associations, right? In Pardot, your association is going to be very close with your Salesforce data, wherein Marketing Cloud that is not very necessary. Okay, which means in Pardot, your all the contacts and leads place the 99% of prospect list, whereas in Marketing Cloud that is not necessary. In Marketing Cloud you have a lot of integration options with different systems, whereas Pardot is majorly connected to Salesforce data. That's the difference. So from a functionality wise, Pardot is a B2B marketing product, whereas Marketing Cloud is focused more on B2C customers.
Okay, I guess we've addressed almost all the queries. Probably, if we have missed any, you guys can post it. We can wait for a minute to get it. How does in Pardot prospects accounts? Probably I could not get your query. Lokesh or Ilaya, if you can understand this.
Really, I just responded to it.
That's addressed already?
Yeah.
Just now.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to Annapurni and Anand.
Yeah, thank you. So far, at least some details about the Pardot, if we haven't learned about so far, you would have got it, and people who have known about the Pardot, you would have learned more about it. And so going for the next session, now it's the CEO of 360-degree Cloud Technology, Siddharth. Welcome, Siddharth. So Siddharth will be giving a view about how will you crack the interview, and he'll be giving you tips for you for that. And so he is a Salesforce veteran, and he is also a communication strategist, and he had been part of founder for multiple Salesforce apps, and including one of the install package application, that is a 360 SMS app. So over to you, Siddharth. Siddharth, you are on mute. Siddharth, can you hear us? Am I audible?
Just
Okay. Siddharth, not sure if I have missed. Hopefully, if you are able to hear, like it's a session for you, you can go ahead.
Hi all, good evening. It's amazing to see 142 people on a Saturday. Hats off to you all. So I'm here on a special topic today. So let me share my screen and quickly check if you are able to see. So please confirm once you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Are you able to see my screen, please? Can someone tell me in chat?
Yes, we can.
And what do you see? Awesome. Thank you very much for confirming it. So hi guys, I'm Sid, or my full name is Siddharth Sehgal. People typically call me Sid. So I'm from 360 Degree Cloud. We are Summit Platinum partners, and we are the founder of 360 SMS app, a flagship product. A bit about us. We're a team of 600 plus resources or developers. We have 400 plus certified resources. So most of our developers and admins are certified. We have 6 offices based out of India, Noida, Faridabad, Pune, Jaipur, Kolkata. We have done more than 3,000 projects, 30 plus industries, multiple AppExchange apps which we have. And we are partnered to 40 plus people, demo jam winners, 5-star review rating. So this is a bit about the company. But I would love to tell you a bit about myself. So as I told you, I'm Siddharth Sehgal. I'm the CEO and founder of 360 Degree Cloud Technologies, as well as 360 SMS app. I'm a certified Salesforce veteran. When I say veteran, yeah, I've been working in the Salesforce ecosystem from last 14 years now, almost 16 hours every day. So yes, it's been quite a long time and a good number of hours. I'm a founder of multiple AppExchange apps. If some of you don't know what's an AppExchange, like you have App Store for iPhone, you have Google Play Store for Google. Similarly, Salesforce has an AppExchange. I'm an AppExchange Partner Advisory Board member, so I represent AppExchange Complete Asia into the Salesforce ecosystem. I'm Salesforce Solution Consultant, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud developer. I've done a lot of implementation of the time. I'm an upcoming author of a book, Communication Demystified, and speaker in various Salesforce and partner events. That's about me. But today we are here on tips for cracking an interview. So quickly, can you guys tell me like who all of you are freshers and who all of you are experienced? So based on that, I can tell you what we look into. And these are my personal views because I take tons and tons of interviews almost every day and all. So I see we have a mixture. We have freshers, some experience, couple of years experience, a fresher. So we'll tell you some secrets of what, when an interviewer sits, what he or she is actually looking at. So first, what qualifies you is your resume. But please always understand, if resume would have given you the best job, then all the jobs will go to the resume writers. That's not the case. A typical person spends only 6 seconds, including me, on a resume. So resume has just one job, to ensure you qualify for the interview, which means once I skim it, it should give me all the information which I want. So you cannot have it one pager in big font and not write anything. You need to have a lot of information in couple of pages, which tells me that yes, you have done the things correctly. If you're a fresher, tells me about your education as well as your internship, which is super important. If you're experienced, it tells me about your previous company. But I have a golden rule. What you need to ensure is people write, hey, I worked on this project. The project involved AppEx code, it involved Pardot, and it involved lighting web components. No, that's half of the story. You need to give me a value of that project. You need to write, I implemented this project, which ensured their conversion ratio improved and their support team was able to handle the queries now in a much better way. Or if you implemented Pardot, you write you implement Pardot, but also tell that Pardot implementation helped them track the conversions and ensure that the leads which were coming up were being tagged to the right source. So this is what you can do. Coming to the next one. Preparation is the key. If you fail to prepare, the things are going to be getting very, very tough. Please always remember, you need one job. You don't need 50. And ideally, you should be getting the job which you want. The choice is in your hands, not in the hands of the company. You are choosing to work with them. So prepare for it. And I will tell you few things what you should look after. Can anyone tell me what I want to explain from this particular image? What do you think, what I'm trying to convey with this particular image? I'm waiting for some answers in the chat. Body language, okay. Smile, okay. Neat attire. Keep your video on, be formal. Keep smiling. Awesome, awesome. I love it. Most of you are able to understand what I'm trying to say in this image. But when it comes to interview, you switch off your camera. Wow. I can only have, every one of us has 5 senses. We can use 2 in the interview. With COVID being around, my eyesight and my hearing. Why do you switch off your video and kill one of my communication sense? I can't see you, then I cannot judge you. I'm now 50% dependent on one sense, that is hearing. So please, please, please never switch off your video. You're fresher, you're experienced, doesn't matter. Your video tells tons of things about you. And every one of you have mentioned it correctly. You're confident, respectful, what you want to convey, your expressions, tells me tons and tons of things. And it helps me build the reputation. Please understand, all of us are human beings. And relationships take precedence over everything. If I can see you, I can build a connection. There is no way you are not getting hired. Anyone can learn. Someone will learn in 2 hours, someone will learn in 2 days, someone in 2 months, but everyone will learn. Where it matters is the relationship. So please ensure next time you go on any interview, doesn't matter the interviewer has opened his camera or not, you open it up. And for that, you need to get a nice location, nicely dressed, formal, casual, it's all good, nicely dressed, presentable basically. Okay, now another question. Every interview has these 2 questions, especially for the freshers. Okay, Salija has guessed it right, great. So that's the first one. What's the second one? Go ahead. I'm waiting for the second one, which will always be there. And I think so Naveen has guessed it right. Yes. So the 2 questions which are always in the interview, the first one, tell me about yourself. The last one, do you have any questions? I've seen people, when I tell them, tell me about yourself, they have just crammed an answer. Man, you know this question is coming up And this is where you will build the relationship with me. This is where you will show your intention, what you have done, how passionate you are. Don't cram, let it come from the heart. And I'm more surprised when I tell you any question and the person says, no, I'm all good. Come on, the interviewer gave you something on the platter. You know that question is coming. Ask something intelligent. Even if your interview has gone into a wrong direction, you know that question will come and you can bring it right on the target. If you hire him, what are my upskilling? How am I upskilled? Will you give me a chance on other things? You're hiring me from coding. What about if tomorrow I want to do admin also? What about if tomorrow I want to learn Pardot? Ask some nice questions. Don't let that opportunity just go. I don't have anything. You know these two questions will come. Get prepared, but don't cram them up. Think it how these two questions can help you grow in your life and then represent them. It will be a game changer. Okay, the next one. The other question which always comes, what do you know about us? Or why we? So we'll come to that Vikas question once we finish it up. So what do you know about us? I've seen people just blabber about it. If there is a company you want to join, you have picked that company you have to join, then do research. It's very easy. Every one of you are on LinkedIn. All the employees of that company are in LinkedIn. Send a couple of connections, talk to 2 or 3 people, understand how the culture is, what they like in that company, why are in that they are in that company from 5 years, from 7 years. Understand if you have a choice to leave, they also have a choice to leave, but they're not leaving. They're sticking to that company. So something must be there. Discuss with them. And when he asks you why us, give him that answer. Tell him that I went to LinkedIn, I researched, I got to know, talk to these 2 people. They told me about these things. The experience of the interviewer will be at a different level. He trusts you now that you want to join him. If your interview has not gone technically well, still they will consider you because you have gone the extra mile to show that you care, you want to join this company. You have discussed with the employees, you know the roadmap, and you will see how the things start changing. So you have to work on that. So we'll come to this, Sudhir. I think so you need to rephrase the question. I'm not 100% clear. So if you can rephrase it, we'll take it at the end. Now, guys, be honest. The panel who's taking your interview takes interviews, 5 or 7 interviews in a day. They can judge in 5 minutes what's happening. Emotional perfectionist. Can any one of you tell me what will be the question that these answers come up? What the interviewer would have asked a question when these answers come up? Anyone? When will okay. So when I ask them, what's your weakness? And everyone says, I'm very emotional. I'm a perfectionist. I'm taking 40 interviews in a day on a campus recruitment. And out of 40, 38 are telling me I'm very emotional and I'm very perfectionist. Come on, you're not being honest. You're losing that opportunity. Again, I gave you a question on platter. You could have come with something genuine. Sir, I have a stage fear. Perfect, but I'm working on it. My communication is not great, but I'm working on it. My coding is not that strong, but I'm working on it. I love to do XYZ, but I am afraid. I'm working on it. Very happy. You are talking from the heart. That's what matters. Everyone will hold your hand to give you that opportunity. But don't give the answers of someone else. Now, for the freshers or bit of experienced people, when you put these batches on your resume, you say, hey, I have attended the Salesforce training. I'm a Salesforce certified resource. Please understand my expectations increase 10x. When you tell you have done Salesforce training, I will start asking you Salesforce questions. And now if you're not able to answer, my mind starts questioning me, hey, if this guy could not learn there for 3 months, how will he learn here? You mention you are a certified developer, I ask you a basic question and you're not able to answer me. My mind says, no, he must have crammed it from the dumps. He doesn't know. He's lying. Why should I be going with him? It's an integrity issue. If you don't know, no rush. Don't put these logos. People will ask you where you are comfortable in, and you will be able to crack it. If you have done these trainings, done these certifications, please ensure you have actually done them, not crammed them up. That will always help you out. So these logos work in both ways. They help you get shortlisted, but then again are a big reason for the rejection if you are not able to justify them. So please justify. If you're doing training, do it from the heart. Clear the concepts. Never use dumps. Make some dummy projects. Show those dummy projects. Your panel will be super happy. Now a question comes very close to my heart. Who is a better hire? A person jack of all trades or master of one? So again, I say no right or wrong answers. But for me, it's always be master of one. The jack of all trades used to work 5 years back. We'll say, hey, I know this also, I know this also, I know this also. But in today's world, everyone asks, I don't want you to do 20 things. Do one thing and be the champion in that. I don't have to worry about it. Where I am here today is always because I have been master of one. I did my mastery in Salesforce. I had a choice always. We have a choice now also to go into other CRMs. No one stops us. We are a successful company. We can go to Dynamics. We get to Net CRM. We can go to Zoho. No. We are in Salesforce, very focused, because that's the area we selected. We are master of one. So if you decide your one area and tell the panel, here I did n number of things, ask me any question in LWC, I will be able to answer that. I don't know anything, ask me anything on Pardot, I will be able to justify that. Boom. He's happy. He will only ask you from that area, you answer, you will get selected. So why to thin yourself by learning 20 different things and you're not able to answer everything? Spend all that time in one and answer everything. Be master of one. Everyone will be after you. The last thing which defines a person in the interview is your intent. So what a panel is trying to see is, do you have an intent to learn or even not? We know you might not know everything. Even your experience with 3 years, you don't know everything. I have 15 years of experience. I still don't know all the things. Today, I learned a lot of things in Pardot. But do you have intention to learn? If you write that, yes, you're very active in the trailhead groups, you attend all the sessions, you have started getting knowledge, and this is the one area which shined, and you're spending your energy that, everyone is happy. You're showing the intent that you're trying to learn. You say, I'm doing trailblazers on my own and have done these trailblazers, very good intention. But when you say I'm getting trained and this is my certificate, then my expectations are different level, because someone has trained you and still you don't know. You have done trailblazers, you're helping yourself. You might not know everything, but I'm very happy you at least know 30%, and you have the right intention, which means once we give resources to train you, you will just shine. So the whole panel is judging you on one thing, that is your intention. Do you want to learn things, or you're too stubborn? If one says, I know everything, that's it. Chapter is closed, because he has announced, I know everything, I will not do anything else. And that's what we don't want. We want you to be open. everything is evolving. Salesforce evolves every time, right? We have so many releases, 3 releases in a year. Everything, something new is coming up. So be always hungry for more. If you're experienced, you can take your interview to a different panel where you ask the interviewer panel, hey, by any chance, did you had a chance to release summer 22 release? They had these amazing many things come up. And now the panel has not read. You are become the boss. You are becoming the authority. And they are learning from you. Do you think you will not get selected? When you are telling the panel that, hey, this has something new come up, very interesting, you should try it out. Let me show you what I did. Please understand, you don't know the panel doesn't know you. Resume was for a glance. They have seen the resume, but now they want to interact with you. And their next question depends on what you answer. If you can take that path and take it where you want, it can easily reach. You have to be confident, you have and you have to prepare. So you have to have that night lamp burn. And I 100% sure you all 140 people are those people, because you are here on Saturday evening learning things. So you have that passion. So focus on those things, and I think so you will be super successful. And the last thing is, please don't worry about rejections. They are part of life, but always learn from them. If you get from an interviewer no, it's okay. Think, recap the whole interview and see where you went wrong. Did he see your intent? Did you said something which was of arrogance? Or you were totally bad in what they were expecting on the technical side? Learn from them and immediately you will be good. The next one you will be able to crack. Show something different. There are 20 interviews that panel is taking. How will they differentiate? And I will tell you, the people who get selected, so when we go to campus or when we take a drive and we have like 10 experienced people interview or 20 freshers interview, once the interview gets over, the panel says, hey, you remember that guy who said this? Let's hire him. No one remembers the name. There's so many interviews are going on. They remember the experience which happened in that interview. You remember that girl? She said that the summer 22 release, this has come up. Let's hire her. Hey, did you know that guy? He said coding was his passion. And he showed me 3 codes, very well written. I love it. Let's have him. He could learn. Those are the things. What memorable experience you left in the interview decides whether you're selected or not. So that's it, friends, from my side. If you have any questions, you can write in chat. I can answer you one-on-one, or if we have time, I can try to answer right now. I saw there were a few questions which I missed, so I will be going now one by one in answering those. So as a panel, are we on time, or we have some time for taking the questions?
I could see
Thanks,
only 2
Deepak, means a lot.
questions.
And anyone of you wants to have a conversation with me, I'm on LinkedIn. You can from 360-degree cloud, you will find me easily, and I'm quite active on LinkedIn, so we can always connect on the LinkedIn. And please don't ask for a job, earn it. Do some things which let me ask you, hey, are you interested to join us? Change the game, and you say your career will go amazingly well. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you all.
Yeah, Siddharth, just 2
Over to the
queries
panel.
which I could see there. There are a couple of queries where people have mentioned that what happens when we are master in some technology and that is outdated at that point of time when we are attending the interview or when we are going for the next phase. So how will we face that? Siddharth, can you hear our query?
So I think so we're waiting for the next panel. In the meantime, I'm open to take a question until the next panel member comes in. So do we have the next panel member?
Siddharth, I guess you were not able to hear us. Okay, I'll do one thing. We'll just post a few queries there. Probably you can answer them later. Yeah. Now I'm just moving on to the next session where Demand Blue being the sponsor for this session.
Yeah, Joseph, in the meantime, I will take your question until the panel comes. So what happens when someone is master of one and the technology gets outdated and new tools evolve? Very good question. Tell them this, that man, I was the champion, but things have got outdated, but my learning intent has not died. I'm still as hungry as I was when I was a fresher. I have come and see, I've done these trailheads. I've done these things. I'm not asking for a great hike, but I can prove that I'm still that guy who was 20 years back hungry for success. Again, they're human beings, they will understand, but you have to be brutally honest with them. I'm not saying everyone will understand that, but yes, your chances increases dramatically. And in the end, you just need one job first. So don't get confused with that.
Okay, thank you, Siddharth. Over to next session of Demand Blue being one of the sponsors for this event. HR from the L&D team, Ram Prasad, will be addressing regarding the sponsoring address. Yeah. Yes, over to you, Ram.
Thank you, Anupami, and thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, and thank you, Lokesh, for setting the stage well and explaining the folks on with a few tips, which would be helpful for the career. It would be helpful for their the learning track, whatever it is. Hey, my name is Ram Prasad Sehgal. People call me as Ram, and I'm part of HR learning and development team at Demand Blue Youths. People. If you ask us what kind of learning and development strategy we use at Demand Blue to train our folks, we understand the learning needs from our business heads and our business managers. Deliver the learnings to the folks based on the learning requirements which we receive. So this is one bit of piece which happens or which grinds usually across the organization. So what extra step which we take here? See, couple of things L&D has to make sure in an organization. Step number one is making sure the vehicle runs smoothly without any hiccups. So for that, what we do is we understand how people's competency level is, and we do a skill gap analysis on with using different tools, and we make sure the competency is up to run the business without any hiccups. This is part number one. And if you look at the other side, if you flip the coin and see how the L&D runs or supports the business, we also understand how the future-ready technology is inculcated to our folks. When we say future-ready technology, what if Salesforce brings in a new technology available by June 2022, which has a pretty much a big market penetration rate expectation. So how are we making sure that our folks are ready to pluck the low-hanging fruit, and how are they competent enough to handle those technologies? Are few questions which we answer on this. So we understand the people's competency level in where we closely work with the practice managers, and we categorize people into different buckets. Probably a person can be a beginner in that particular competency. Maybe the person can have advanced level of competency. So we categorize people, and we have a system called knowledge tree. What we say, the word knowledge tree says that the highly competent person will be doing the competency transfer or the knowledge transfer to the folks who are beginner level in the organization. So this is a kind of learning club which is created inside the organization, and where we strive to upskill the competency level of the folks. So this is one bit of strategy which we use for upskilling the competency of the folks when it comes to current competency level handling or future skill readiness competency handling. And one simple tip which we can give here is, see, Trailhead is one wonderful tool which we saw, which gives us a lot of practices and a lot of things to keep us up to date on any Salesforce technologies. It doesn't just focuses on Salesforce technologies. It also focuses on few other soft skills technologies too. So where you can learn, you can see learn and demand skills, which has both trials and trial mixes, and where you can even accelerate learning for our organization through Trailhead Academy. Even if we take a step ahead, we can even create or we can look at a career path and understand our learning capsule exactly, and we can swallow that to keep our competency up to the required competency to take up a job or do something in the project. So I will say, as a tip to close this conversation, we should be more active on the Trailhead, and you can acquire more batches through Trailhead, and you can share those in LinkedIn and Twitter and what is happening with respect to our learning, and being more active with respect to learning. That gives us the boost to acquire the competency. And one final note, what I can say is learning is a discipline. So when we say learning is a discipline, we even spend binge watch for a week or a weekend. So what we can do is we can do a binge watch at Trailhead, where we can look at a trial mix, trials to complete in the weekend, where we would be able to complete the required batches. And one request, what I would say, I would keep here is the learning should not be just like I scroll the content, I saw the questionnaires in between the target questionnaires which in between the modules, and we just answer to those questions. So it should be like we understood the logic, and we speak with those logics, and we understand the in and out of the particular module, and we answer to those questions. So that's pretty much up, and this is what which we wanted to share on this. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. Yeah. Again, so there's one more sponsor addresses, like that is 360-degree Technologies is also one of the sponsors of this event, and Sonam Malhotra from 360-degree company will be also addressing the gathering here for some time. Over to you, Sonam.
Thanks, Annapurni. Give me 1 second. Let me just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible now, right? Okay, so hello everyone. I am Sonam Malhotra, and I am the head of account management team for the products of 360-degree Cloud. I come from a very strong technical background and started my career as a software engineer like most of you here. Now, I am a Salesforce certified admin as well as a consultant and hold immense experience with the Salesforce AppExchange product. Now, a major part of Salesforce is AppExchange, which is similar to the App Store of Apple devices. Now, AppExchange facilitates the plug and play services through apps for business requirements. Like otherwise, you would have to build everything from scratch. But AppExchange, it's giving you application. You just plug it to Salesforce, and boom, you get the functionality. Now, you would find a lot of leaders of various business solutions on AppExchange, and one such leader is the 360 SMS application. Now, as companies are expanding their digital presence, especially during Corona, there has been a boom in the digital industry. So, the most sought after requirement these days is to communicate with their customers through messages, SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, even Viber, like if you're not in China, of course. So, whatever mode is there, people want to leverage that. Businesses want that right now. And 360 SMS app not only does that, but is a leader in the market with thousands of implementations and hundreds of reviews right now. Now, if I talk a little bit more about AppExchange and the biggest mistake that Salesforce developers, consultants, or even business analysts make while choosing the right AppExchange product is ignoring a few things about these products. Obviously, you look for a service, you find a few examples, and then you have to choose which is the one which is going to be, fitting to your customer. Now, again, people ignore the time since when the application has been around, more number of years, a good chunk of reviews, ratings, and the native tag helps in identifying the tool which can be easily implemented and adapted. And that's how you make your user's life as well as your client's life very happy and easy to go. Now, talking a bit more about the 360 SMS application, what it does in a nutshell: sends, receive messages from Salesforce. Now, WhatsApp is gaining a lot of popularity in India in the clients of APAC and EMEA. If you're already working with a lot of clients, you would see they want to expand and they want services like these. So 360 SMS app exactly provides that. If you're not working with a company already, when you go in there, you will see requirements like these coming in. And they would be actually looking for solutions like that. More functionalities: single message, bulk message, automations. If you're already creating process builders, flows, Apex code, anything, people want to automate stuff. That's what's provided. Similarly, Apex coding, traditional workflows, all of that is there. Create SMS bots. You have your phones, you receive bots from your banks. It's pretty easy. You talk to Swiggy all the time. There are bots everywhere. The application provide all of that out of the box. Now, again, sending batch campaigns, there's a discount going on. All of this is included in the application. I'll show you a few screenshots of how the functionality looks like in Salesforce. So you see a little component which actually shows the message. See how smartly the message shows up. Incoming alert bar. If you see in Salesforce utility bar, it's like giving you alerts all the time for any response that comes in. Templates. SMS templates are pretty similar to email templates of Salesforce, but much, much advanced and very easy to create. Again, UI stuff for, sending and scheduling messages in bulk. Now, the functionalities are endless, but, if I have to continue about the functionalities, this might go on for like 3-4 hours, of course. So I've just, jolted them down a bit for you guys. Most important of all, being extremely architecturally advanced, which is obviously after years and years of development. Architecturally advanced applications are required when you actually have to do big implementations. And also, as a developer consultant, you don't want to run after the support of the product saying how to do this, how to do that. I'm not able to do this. You don't want that kind of function, that kind of problems. So that's where you need architecturally advanced application. Now, few things for all of you guys. First, since it's an AppExchange product, again, used by, I can't list out the number of customers and the industries where this is used. You name an industry and the application is there. You name a size of company and the application is there. So sooner or later, you would come across a requirement where a client would say, I need this communication channel, or I'm facing problem with an existing channel, existing tool for this kind of functionality. So here are two things for you guys. First, we have a referral program where we say, now we have a lot of developers, consultants, and experienced professionals working with us who get like 15% referral commissions if they come to us with a client. So it's like, you just refer the customer for us, they get it, boom, you get like 15% of it on the deal value, on the dollar value. So that's an important thing. And we are also rolling out another thing, which is a tag for you guys to become a 360 SMS app certified professional. So you have like, an expertise in that kind of domain. you know how the communication industry is going to work for any of your customers. Few things that we need you to do over there. Just install the application from AppExchange. Just go to AppExchange, click on get it now. You'll get it. Simple as that. Set up the conversation view. I showed you a little screenshot. It's like a gadget that's added to the detail page. Add it. Send out your first campaign. And also write a smaller, teeny tiny process builder. Won't take more than 2 minutes, which actually sends a message maybe just as soon as the lead is created. Simple as that. Once done, drop an email to support at 360smsapp.com and mention your reference of Chennai user group. Once verified, we'll send you the certificate and a very special gift. So we look forward to getting in touch with a lot of you guys down the road and working together on various implementations. And if you have any questions, we're always around, just a call or a message away. You have Sid has already mentioned, like he's there on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Just search for Sonam Malhotra from 360 Degree Cloud and you'll get the entire team associated. Thank you so much, guys. That's all from my end.
Thank you, Sonam. Yeah, hope all these would have gained some details for you guys. So before moving to the next one, so now this is time for the quiz, and Ilya will be presenting you the quiz presentations, and please be aware that the winner will be receiving a free voucher for this, and be attentive on that. Over to you, Ilya. Yeah, you guys have to log into Menti with this code. I'll also paste this here. And people whoever is logging in, please be sure that you are giving a proper name as how you are logging in here and as how you are there in your WebSSL login as well, because it will be easy for us when we are validating it. So you have to log into menti.com and then enter this code. So you'll be entering into the quiz session. How do I log into menti.com? You just go to menti.com. You just type in that URL and then it will directly land you to enter the code. So thereby you can enter in. Or if you're having the app as well, you can go there. Directly you can go to menti.com URL as well.
No, we haven't opened the
when you go
quiz
to menti.com, at the first page itself,
The name as soon as the this starts.
Yeah.
I don't see the form. I mean, you'll have to go to menti.com and first you'll have to enter your the code which is mentioned here. Then it will take you to the next, giving your name details.
So we have good number of entries as of now. Out of 135 attendees, we have around 114 entries. So I'll wait till it reaches 120, then let's start. Is anyone trying to join? Wait another minute. Yeah, sure. Chaitanya can try joining. So when it reaches 125, I'll start. Yep. Okay. So there will be
There are 2-3 people who are like asking us for the wait.
okay.
Fine then.
So you should be seeing your screen question now, which is not an addition of Pardot. Okay. Okay. The right answer is corporate. I mean, corporate Pardot has growth plus advanced and premium. No corporate editions. Let's go to the next question. Yeah. Can we able to send SMS to prospects using Pardot? Okay. Yes or no? Just a quick answer. No, we can't send SMS using Pardot, but we can use the data from Pardot to send SMS. So the answer is no. Let's go to the leaders board now. First Bhuneshwari, then Lokesh, then Tanvi. Let's go to the next question. Can we send limited emails using Pardot? True or false? Yeah, it is. We can send unlimited emails. Okay. Prospect. Okay, when is our next community session scheduled? I think Anand has repeatedly posting that in chat. Yep, that's right. It's Feb 22nd, 26th, Saturday. Let's go to the next question. Product can be integrated with third-party applications. True or false? So easy question, guess. Yes, that's right. Pardot can be integrated with third-party applications. Let's go to the dashboard. And there is a change in leaders board. Let's go to the sixth question. Pardot uses, like, which language merge field it uses. No, it uses HTML. Which is not a Pardot Einstein feature. Yeah, it's copy insights, because this is not a feature of Pardot Einstein. The last question. You can create multiple business units. Then, yeah, let's go to the leaders board. First, Bhuneshwari, congratulations, Bhuneshwari. Second, Sricharan Nalagandla, and then Vikram Ravani. So, the top 3 winners, please send in your details to anand.madaswamy at trailblazercgl.com with your first name and last name and email address of your web accessor account, and add your phone number so that we could follow up on the certification vouchers.
Congrats, guys.
Congratulations, winners.
Congrats. Thank you, Leah. So it was good one. Yeah. So next that we will be knowing about what is the next session and when is that scheduled. So yeah, Leah, you were talking something.
Siddharth was about to say something, I guess.
Yes.
Saying that don't forget to put this on a resume. It will help you get better jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this will be our next plan. So for the next 2 months, on 26th, there's a plan for integration of Tableau CRM with Salesforce, and then in March 19th, there's a quick selling with CP2. So hope you guys can also attend that and then gain knowledge from it. So thank you all for these things, for attending these 2 sessions, and hope it was helpful for you and for all the speakers as well. And Ilaya and Lokesh, thank you for that and for your wonderful performances. And then see, going forward, like, we have some other great announcements as well. So keep watching us and you'll be notified of that. Yeah. Ilaya, so
Yeah.
now that we'll be announcing the hashtag winner as well.
Yeah, the Twitter contest hashtag winners are, we found 2 winners. One is Paul P. Kurian and second is Shalini Gupta. Congrats,
Okay.
winners.
Congrats both of you, and congrats the winners of the quiz contest as well. And as already mentioned, like, all the winners, you guys have to mail your first name, last name, and then your email ID, which is linked to the WebSSR account, to this email ID, that is anand.madaswamy@trailblazercgl.com. So just mention this, and then also mention your phone number in that, so we'll be following up with you for the next one. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. And yeah, Anand, over to you for the thanking me note.
Yeah, I want to thank each and every one of you for participating in this event. I want to especially thank Siddharth from 360 Degree Cloud and from Ram, Lokesh, Ilayamaran from Devadoss, who has helped us to run this event as a successful thing. A special thanks to Annapurni and who she has hosted this event. Thank you, Annapurni. Thank you, Sornam, for giving the insight about your company. Thank you all. We'll expect a surprise event in coming months. We will be informing you via email and Telegram groups. So please be touch with us. Thank you all.
Thank you all, and thank you Siddharth and team as well. So it was really helpful, and for us to learn, and even for the freshers, all the tips whatever you guys had given, it would have been helpful. Thank you all, and hoping to meet you all again for the better knowledge transitioning going forward. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks everyone for joining. Bye.